Hello and Merry Christmas. Today it is December 25th, 2020, and for this video today I will be sharing my thoughts on the Toronto Argonauts getting a new logo for actually starting since the moment it was unveiled about a month ago as I'm filming this. So the Toronto Argonauts do have a new logo for moving forward, and I will be sharing my thoughts on it in this video today. But basically, the Argonauts have gone back to their old boat logo that they had up until 1988 with a bit of a modernized twist to make sure the entire logo is redone in the team's color scheme of Cambridge and Oxford blues, or Cambridge blue and Oxford blue. That's what I meant. So ever since 1989 through till 2019, because sadly this year we did not get a CFL season due to the awful situation that we are in right now with the pandemic, the Argonauts have had some form, for the most part since 1989, the Argonauts have had some form, way, shape, or form of this A logo in different capacities, whether it's been by itself or in the shield, or in the shield being held by the Greek warrior. That was their big logo that they had from the mid-90s through to till I believe the mid-2000s, when they went to just simply the shield, recolored it after a full year of ditching the Greek warrior off their logo, and then they've had this version of their logo ever since. So I do think that this was a good logo, but I will say this: I think the boat logo is so much better. The Argonauts up all the way through until 1988. And remember, according to sportslogos.net, this franchise is going to be will play their 139th season in their history next year in 2021, which is absolutely incredible. Between their very first year up until 1988, they had some form of boat logo. So for them to go back to their classic boat logo, in my opinion, is absolutely the right choice. But this logo will remain as a secondary logo, and personally, I think that's the right call. Why don't I take a moment here and show you viewers what the new logo will look like? But actually, you know what? We're going to hold off on that for just a moment. I want to touch base on this because I was actually I haven't gotten around to sitting down and sharing my thoughts on all of the new CFL uniforms made by New Era that were worn for the first time last season, back in 2019. But during the 2019 season, even though the Argonauts, at least in my opinion, completely ruined their uniforms and went with these super plain, mediocre uniforms, what I noticed was that the Argonauts were putting their retro boat logo on their helmets randomly for some games throughout the 2019 season. And next thing you know, now they've gone back to it full time. So I guess this must have been a little bit of a subtle hint from the Argonauts at what their future plans were. But I want to talk about the uniforms, but I'm not going to talk about it quite yet. I want to get to that in a little bit. Why don't we go to the best part of all, what their new logo will look like. So this is a graphic made by sportslogos.net showing you the Argonauts logo history. See, from 1873 all the way through to 1988, they had some form of a boat logo. So for them to go back to the boat, in my opinion, is absolutely the right decision. So this is what their new logo is. It's a modernized take on this, recolored completely in their color scheme. So also notice the waves. Notice how coincidentally the waves the wave design is the exact same striping design the Argonauts had on the sleeves of their uniforms up until New Era started making the CFL uniforms last year in 2019. And with that redo of a lot of uniforms or tweaking of multiple uniforms across the CFL, the Argonauts actually decided to go a step further and ruin their uniforms and take these sleeve stripes off of their jerseys, which was a big mistake. So I find that interesting about this new logo, but it looks really nice. Also, I got to be honest, I've always felt this was a nice logo, but I do want to say one thing. I do think that the modernization actually was a really good choice too. I like, especially like what the Argonauts did with the wave design on their modernized logo. I want to say crest, but logo, basically the same thing. This is a photo from the Argonauts. This is what their new logo looks like on the helmet. I think it looks great. I do wish that they would maybe consider a white face mask to contrast the blue helmet, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I'm just happy to see the Argonauts go back to the boat. I'm going to be honest, I've actually wanted to see the Argonauts go back to the boat logo for a very long time. But speaking of their pre-new era uniforms, this is what their jerseys looked like up until the end of the Adidas era at the end of the 2018 season. This is still, in my opinion at least, the best jersey design that the Argonauts have had, or that at least that as far as I've seen as a CFL fan when I started to become a football fan when I was in high school. This jersey here, in my opinion, was perfect. The only thing I would have honestly done is get rid of that Argonauts word mark on the front. I mean, it looks great, and if they brought the white face mask back with the new logo on the helmet, this would be amazing. Minus the pant striping being cut off 3/4 of the way down, because that's what Adidas did in the CFL to some teams, the Argonauts and the Edmonton Eskimos. So here's another another shot of the Argonauts' new logo. It really does look great, in my opinion. And notice how in their cover photo it says "Pull Together." That's their old motto that they've had, or not their old motto, but the team's motto that they've had since they've been in the Toronto Argonauts going back to the 1800s. So I would not be surprised if we eventually see the words "Pull Together" on the inside of the jersey collars. And I'm actually surprised, considering how many teams have hanger effects in their collars now, that the Argonauts haven't done that, especially if they've had that slogan as their team slogan for over 100 years, going close to 140 now as I'm filming this. So I definitely think that is a really big upgrade for the Argonauts, but they've upgraded their logo, but I'm scratching my head about their bloody uniforms. I mean, they absolutely ruined their uniforms when they switched over to New Era, and yet they've gone back to the boat full time. So what's going to happen? I'm not sure. I would not be surprised if we are stuck with these uniforms in the 2021 season due to the situation we're in. They're probably not sitting down thinking about new uniforms, even though I was hearing that both the Red Blacks and the Stampeders were supposed to be unveiling new uniforms in 2020, where the Red Blacks were planning on announcing and unveiling a new red jersey, and the Stampeders were planning on unveiling new uniforms. In fact, they've actually got a new number font that they were teasing back in the summer, as alongside a throwback uniform. I believe it was a throwback uniform. Yes, it was. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, yeah, that's what they're going to do when they can play again. But yeah, so I wonder if this means that the Argonauts are eventually going to, hopefully sooner rather than later, correct this mistake they made with their uniforms. Goodness me, what a poor choice. But yeah, I'm going to keep this video short, and I'm not really going to go into much further detail than that. So this is the Argonauts' new logo, and as much as I like this logo, it will be their secondary logo moving forward. But I like that this is their new primary logo once again. And, well, not really one. It is, but it isn't, because, yes, they've gone back to the same design, but they have modernized it a bit. And I have to say, I do like the modernization better than this version here. But I like the brown color of the football, though, from this older logo from the 70s and 80s, because I like how the brown stood out on the helmet a little bit, but as I say that, I like the look of this better. I like how it's completely in the Argonauts color scheme, and I'm a big fan of this move by Toronto. So it's nice to see the Argonauts go back to their classic boat logo again. The modernization to it, in my opinion, actually looks very, very good. So as soon as the CFL starts up again, which hopefully they will be able to start up in 2021 next year, fingers crossed on that. basically we will see that on their helmets. As for actual uniform changes, I'd say look for that about maybe 2022, 2023 at the latest. Was there anything else I was going to mention on that front? I do understand I still have not sat down and shared my thoughts on any of the new era uniforms in the CFL. I'm hoping to find some time to do that, hopefully soon. It's been a long time, and I do think it's time for me to sit down and get that done. But anyways, to all of you viewers out there, Merry Christmas. I hope it's a great holiday season for those of you out there watching this video. And on that note, Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope it's a great holiday season for all of you as well. And on that note, I will wrap this video up with a brief Christmassy backdrop of my Christmas lights outside my house. And on that note, I will say that this is a wrap. So take care, and until my next video, and feel free to comment below if you have anything you want to add based on what I said in the video. Until my next video, take care, and as I always say, bye for now.